Welcome back. Celebrating and exploring the piers and wharves of Casco Bay's waterfront. And coming up, you can do just that.
The interactive event Walk the Working Waterfront is taking place next Saturday, May 31st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. down on Commercial Street in Portland. Joining us this morning is Glenn Prickett, President and CEO of Gulf of Maine Research Institute, and Troy Moon, the Sustainability Director with the City of Portland. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
So our first question is, and either of you can take this too, where and why did this idea come to be to explore the waterfront?
So this is the 10th anniversary of Walk the Working Waterfront, and it's basically a celebration of the culture and the industry on the waterfront. We have a really diverse working waterfront economy, and we want to give people a chance to come see what that's like and experience everything, from, fishing, learning about fishing to seeing how the Coast Guard does their work. It's really diverse and a really exciting thing to be part of.
Tell us about your involvement in this event and what you hope people will take from it.
So I work at the Gulf of Maine Research Institute. We are celebrating our 20th anniversary on the waterfront in Portland. We have a lab. We anchor the southern end of Walk the Working Waterfront right next to Becky's. And I do want to acknowledge our lab sits on the traditional land of the Wabanaki people. And we study the oceans, we study climate change, and we help communities in the Gulf of Maine develop their economies and become resilient to climate change.
Amazing. So what is the overall goal of the event? Is it to explore and get to know the businesses down towards the waterfront as well?
Yeah, for sure, because the working waterfront is an important part of Maine's heritage, certainly part of Portland's heritage, and we want people to come and experience all of the different things people can do. So we ask people to walk along the waterfront and visit the different exhibitors. We can see, you can learn about how fishing gear works, see like how a lobster trap works, talk to the folks who are involved in the fishing community, but also see other actors who support the waterfront, like tour the fireboat and learn how Portland's firefighters keep people safe. So there's just really a lot of activities.
As you mentioned, this is year 10 for this walk.
Yep.
How far has it come? How has it grown? How has it maybe changed? And is there anything that has surprised you over the past decade?
I think it's just really grown. The excitement has grown. There's more partners involved, and we certainly couldn't do it without engagement of all the waterfront stakeholders. I want to shout out to the Waterfront Alliance, which is a volunteer group of stakeholders from all parts of the working waterfront economy. And so we just come together throughout the spring and plan this event, and it's a great time to get to know each other and then have that big event day and get out there and show people what's going on.
Amazing. Now, over the years, what do you think has been the most memorable or impactful part for the participants and for you guys too in planning?
Well, I think it's just a wonderful chance for people to come celebrate what makes the Gulf of Maine such an ocean powerhouse in the world. You can touch and feel all the activities that have contributed to that, whether it's fishing and seafood or shipping and navigation, recreation, arts and culture. So at GMRI, we're going to have a guest artist who does a very traditional Japanese printing technique where you actually print the fish onto the canvas, so you can get a canvas bag printed by the artist, but you can also get hands-on with one of our research vessels with some of our scientists who both study the marine life and pilot the vessels. You can learn about fishing and aquaculture with some of our seafood specialists, and we bring now more than 70% of the students from across Maine down to our lab every year, and you can go into that Cohen Center for Interactive Learning, and you can do an interactive display where you sort what a fisherman would find in a lobster trap, just like the kids get to do every day. So bring your families.
Why do you feel like that interactive aspect is so important, rather than just like reading about all of this or hearing about it?
Right, because normally people don't have access to the working piers, and so people really don't know what's going on, and you can maybe hear about it, but when you can go on the pier and talk to the folks who are doing the work and actually see a lobster trap and see how it works and see a demonstration of how the nets work. I mean, that's all something that normally happens out in the ocean, and you just don't have access to that. So that's what's really interesting and engaging to people.
And this event is overall very interesting in general, and it's a self-guided tour or walk. Are there any printed signs, maybe things that help the public when they're there? What are your guys' favorite portions of it?
Well, everybody has a table, or in our case, we have a building and a wharf to explore. So yeah, there'll be plenty of directions and more opportunity probably than you can take advantage of in a short walk.
Yeah, there's wayfinding signs, there's a map. Certainly the website has a ton of information that we encourage people to take a look at before they come down, so they can really see which part of it they really want to take part in, because there's really a lot. There's something for everybody. All ages are invited, and all ages will find it really compelling, I think.
Are there any particular highlights, with the event this year that maybe are different from years past, or maybe challenges that we might be hearing about from the fishermen themselves?
So I think one of the big challenges we're all facing is sea level rise and coastal storm damage. We're still recovering from the terrible storms a winter ago. So you'll see in our lab and in some of the other sites, some of the groundbreaking work that's going on in coastal resilience. How do we forecast what the flooding might be, and then how do we work with communities, people of all ages, to prepare for coastal storms and flooding?
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with Glenn. I mean, the changes, climate change and sea level rise they're bringing new impacts to the waterfront. And one of the things that we'll be learning about during Walk the Working Waterfront is how the fishing community and the economy on the working waterfront is adapting to those changes and what steps they're taking to be more resilient.
And obviously this event is outside, you're walking around. Is there a rain date? Is it walk in the rain, walk in the sun versus walking in the rain?
So it's rain or shine.
Okay,
Again,
great.
we're hoping for some shine.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, the working waterfront works whether it's raining or not, so we're going to be there.
Yeah, whether or not.
Yeah,
Whether or not, I love that. And finally, why would you just encourage people to take part in this?
Oh, first of all, it'll be a lot of fun, and you'll get to see and touch and experience things that you don't normally. I mean, people who work on the waterfront do, but not everybody gets to do that. So this is your chance to get up close, and you'll learn a lot about what makes our community so great.
Amazing. And where can someone find more information if they're interested in
We're at
attending?
walktheworkingwaterfront.com.
Amazing. Thank you guys both so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, well, still ahead, we'll be breaking down today's forecast.